Dominik Mysterio is arrested on Christmas Eve after gate crashing the mysterious Christmas celebrations at their home with Rhea Ripley once again. What's going on with Quincy Elliott in NXT? Should he be fired? What's the scrutiny about his social media comments? What's the situation there? Kevin Owens reveals how much longer is left on his WWE contract and if he plans on re-signing with the company. And a popular sports broadcaster threatens to take Paul Heyman's job. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. I hope you're all doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of WWE. And let's start off talking about Dominik Mysterio spending Christmas in the Slammer. In kayfabe, of course. Well, yet another major holiday has come up once again. Dominik Mysterio continues to torture and berate and annoy his father and his family. With yet another holiday, a major holiday, comes another entry into the saga of Dominik Mysterio and Rhea Ripley showing up to Mysterio family gatherings unannounced. The Judgment Day members last paid a visit to Dominik's mother and father on Thanksgiving when they viciously attacked Rey Mysterio for having his Christmas tree up too early in the year. This time, however, the Mysterios were prepared for their unwanted guests. This time, Dominik and Ripley showed up at his grandparents' house for Christmas dinner, as was seen in a video posted on the official WWE Twitter account on Saturday night. While his grandpa was happy to see him, things quickly got heated between Dominik and Rey, who took their business outside before chaos erupted. When outside, Dominik pushed his father, leading to his mother to attempt to slap her son. Ripley stopped this from happening, but was met with a slap of her own from Rey's wife, Angie, just as the police arrived on the scene. In an exciting twist, it was Dominik who actually got arrested, despite his repeated reminders of the sequence of events. Dom yelled, quote, "My mom hit Mammy," as he got cuffed and placed in the vehicle. Ripley screamed in disbelief regarding her stablemate getting arrested. Since the altercation, fellow Judgment Day members have tweeted out the hashtag #FreeDom in solidarity with their teammate. They believe that Dominik Mysterio, quote, "won't make it in jail." Dominik and Rey have yet to have a singles match against each other, though these holiday videos suggest that they will cross paths in the ring at some point in the future. Now, for those unaware, as I mentioned, about this sequence of jail, some might be questioning, why did Dominik get out? He said he wasn't going to make it in jail. Did he get out? Well, the WWE superstar recently shared a tweet confirming that he has now been released by the cops thanks to Mammy, Rhea Ripley. He also put hashtags in the tweet advocating for the arrest of Rey and his wife Angie, saying, quote, "just got out, thank you Mammy," stated Dominik Mysterio. He also then said hashtag #FreeDom, hashtag Dom is free, and hashtag arrest Rey and Angie. Now that Dominik is out of jail, he could certainly continue his on-screen feud against his real-life family. Now, it was quite interesting with this because I saw some people say, this was terrible, this was hokey, I didn't like it. I thought it was great. I thought it's becoming I don't know what other holidays are out there. I don't know if WrestleMania is before Easter or not, but it would appear that every single time that there's like a holiday situation, Dominik Mysterio and Rhea Ripley are going to be showing up to the Mysterio household. And if you think logically, it would make sense that Rey Mysterio and his family would be aware of, he did this last time, so I'm going to make sure he can't do it again. And that's exactly what they did. They had the cops get called, and then Dominik Mysterio goes to jail. If WWE's got any kind of mentality about them on Raw, well, actually tonight's a best of Raw, so I guess on SmackDown on Friday they'll release a mugshot picture of Dominik, or certainly at some point in the week they'll show that. This is, as I've said before, clearly they're building to, it's obvious, they're building to Rey versus Dominik Mysterio. That's what they're building to, and it was so smart, I think, of Triple H and WWE Creative to say, actually, you know what, we can't keep the Mysterios on the same brands. We can't do that. The turn happened at Clash at the Castle. That was in, September? And they said, okay, clearly we're building towards Rey versus Dominik, WrestleMania, father versus son. That's the match we're building towards. But it's WWE. We have weekly television. We have Mondays and Fridays on the main roster that are TVs. There are 5 hours of main roster television per week we have to fill. There's no way we can stretch out that long when they're in the same place at the same time, because the Judgment Day would just keep attacking Rey Mysterio. So what do? We have to put some distance between them. And that's what they did. They moved Rey to SmackDown. The Judgment Day are on Raw, and I understand, look, the brand split is laughable. You know, those invisible barriers don't exist, and the Judgment Day could show up at SmackDown whenever they want to. But the point being is that they put some distance there so they can stretch out until WrestleMania. Now, we're in late December now, January. I guess we might have some physicality at the Royal Rumble. Things are clearly escalating. And it will get to the point where finally Rey Mysterio has had enough. Remember what he said? He says, I will not fight my son. I will not do it. I will not fight my son. And clearly they're building towards, eventually he decides, a bit like The Undertaker and Kane, right? The Undertaker, in that storyline with his kayfabe brother, kept saying, I will not fight my brother. You cannot do it. I will not fight my brother. And it took for Kane to do something as horrific as setting The Undertaker on fire and burning him alive inside of a casket at the 1998 Royal Rumble for The Undertaker to eventually say, okay, I will fight my brother. Now, I'm not suggesting that the Judgment Day, Dominik Mysterio and Rhea Ripley, they're going to do something as heinous as setting Rey Mysterio on fire. But what it might lead to, actually, the seeds were kind of planted in this video, were they not? I think what we could see is, you saw what happened there. It was Angie slapped Rhea. And Dominik Mysterio has been saying arrest Rey and Angie. So maybe it's going to have to be a situation whereby maybe Rhea Ripley, on the orders of Dominik Mysterio, attacks Rey Mysterio's wife. Maybe that's what it takes. You attacked the mother of my children. I said I wouldn't fight my son, but you truly are lost. And maybe to bring you back, to bring you to where you need to be, I'm going to have to teach you a lesson physically. And I'm going to do that at WrestleMania in the middle of the ring on the biggest stage of them all and prove to you and give you a little bit of a lesson that's been coming for a long time. Maybe it's something like that, and they up the stakes. If Rey loses, he has to join the Judgment Day, or if Rey loses, he has to retire or something like that, which would be somewhat believable. We don't know how long Rey Mysterio is going to carry around for, so I think maybe they're going to go towards that. But I enjoyed it. Yes, it was over the top. Yes, it was hokey. But Dominik Mysterio being put into a police car saying, I won't make it in jail, mammy, I think it's hilarious. It was hilarious, and I thought it was well done. Now, what is going on with Quincy Elliott and NXT and this social media stuff that's going on? If you don't pay a ton of attention to wrestling social media, you might not have seen this story, but it's a really odd one. It's a bizarre one, and it's something that I've got some articles in front of me here that we can kind of delve into it, but still, even myself, I'm like, what really is going on here? So, WWE superstar Quincy Elliott has denied allegations of transphobia, revealed that they themselves are non-binary. Now, the wrestler, who uses the nickname the Super Diva, has performed in NXT as a vocal member of the LGBTQ plus community and responded after being accused of using burner accounts to make transphobic comments to a fan. Now they've shared a statement on Twitter which reads, quote, I know some are enjoying the circus, but I want to clarify the topic at question. I am being exploited for clout and attention. I am being extorted for money by a group of fans hell-bent on defaming me. I have been harassed for too long and I'm done. Quincy denied the claims and revealed that they are non-binary using they-them pronouns. They continued saying, quote, I'm in no way transphobic. Those who actually know me know that I am non-binary and go by they-them. I have used my platform in hopes to ignite change and inspire and will continue to be brave for my besties. Alongside the statement, they also attached screenshots alleging that other Twitter users have threatened to tell everything if he doesn't pay. In another tweet, the wrestler claimed people have wanted them out of the company since they got in the door, before saying so-called burner accounts weren't them. They added, quote, you all have been wanting me out of here since I got in the door. Those accounts weren't me. They continued by telling fans to keep that same energy when it comes to people with real-life crimes and allegations, insisting there would be no further comments. Now, again, it's a very strange story, this. There are lots of sort of screenshots floating around. Whether or not some are true, some aren't, I don't know. There was one of Quincy Elliott in a Twitter space that Shawn Michaels looked like he was listening to, which, again, I don't know if that's real. That looked like that might have been doctored. I'm not sure. It's a really murky story, this. And there are a lot of screenshots going around. The ones that I've seen allegedly have them bashing fellow NXT superstars in the sort of big Twitter DM group chats with fans. And it's very, very strange. And maybe whether or not it's all true, none of it's true, or most likely the situation somewhere in between, because that's life. Not everything's black and white. There's a lot of grey involved here. And some of the screenshots might be true, some of them might not be true, but it's very odd. The one advice I would give to any upcoming pro wrestler, and just in general in life, don't put everything on Twitter. Don't put everything on Twitter. Don't get involved with DMs. Don't get involved with, if you've got nothing nice to say, maybe don't say it, particularly if you're a public figure or you're aspiring pro wrestler or you're whatever, because it won't go well. Now, as far as what their future looks like, I don't know. I really don't know. Again, I would think, logically, you would think WWE would be doing their own internal investigation into the legitimacy of the comments, of the screenshots, and all of the above. So if we get any more details on that, we'll talk about it here on the channel. But again, it's a very strange story with not a lot of facts out there at the moment. So we'll wait and see what happens when it pertains to Quincy Elliott. Kevin Owens has discussed his WWE future. Kevin Owens has confirmed the length of his current WWE deal, opening up about his plans for the future after his contract expires. Owens signed a new deal with WWE this time last year, December of 2021, following speculation that the former Universal Champion was going to leave the company. At one point, it was very well reported and put out there that Owens was leaving WWE. He'd had enough. He was going to AEW. He was going to join his friends, the Young Bucks, the Elites in AEW. If you recall, at the time, he put the coordinates to Mount Rushmore in his Twitter bio, and the Young Bucks had done something similar as well, and everyone said Kevin Owens is going to AEW, and then he signed with WWE. By all accounts, it was because Vince McMahon personally went to him and said, we really want you to stay, we hope you stay, and he did stay. And that the idea of Kevin Owens being in AEW feels somewhat laughable. But speaking on the Ringer's Cheap Heat with Peter Rosenberg, Owens noted that he currently has 2 years left on his current contract, indicating that he originally signed a 3-year deal. Discussing his plans for the future, Owens said, quote, "So now I have 2 years left on my current contract, and I don't see another reason why I wouldn't sign another one when it's done, because I don't feel like I'm anywhere near done. But who knows what can happen, right? But at this stage in my career, I just really want to have fun and make sure I'm still putting out memorable stuff for people that are watching. But man, I look back at the career that I've had, and I feel if it all ended tomorrow, it would be hard to have any kind of regrets, because I've really done some incredible stuff. I've been very lucky to do what I've done, and like I said, every other show, every other thing I get to experience is a bonus, because I'm not really sure how I can have a better career than I've already had. That's me not tapping myself on the back. I'm just saying I've been very fortunate." Of course, Owens is currently in a major Bloodline storyline on WWE television. He's set to team with John Cena to face Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn on the December 30 episode of SmackDown on Fox. And again, it's an interesting thought process of what really could have been for Kevin Owens, because if he had gone to AEW, look, who knows what he would have been doing. But in the end, he decided to stay. He main evented WrestleMania this past year at WrestleMania. Who did he main event it against, you ask? Well, it was only, Stone Cold Steve Austin wrestling for the first time in 19 years. Yeah, a pretty big match. A pretty big match indeed. And that match has opened the door for Austin to possibly do more matches with WWE. So to his point, I think it might have been a good decision for him to re-sign with WWE, because since then he's main evented WrestleMania. He wrestled Stone Cold Steve Austin, which a lot of people have wanted to do over the last 20 odd years, and it's only Kevin Owens so far that's been able to do it. That's pretty cool. So I expect Kevin Owens not to be going anywhere anytime soon, especially once his contract expires with WWE. Now, this is an interesting one. Stephen A. Smith, could he be coming to WWE in the future? It's very possible. The rumors and speculation regarding sports personality and analyst Stephen A. Smith becoming involved in professional wrestling in the future continues to gain steam following a recent back and forth between him and Paul Heyman. It all began with Heyman replying to the idea of him and Smith having a confrontation with contempt in a tweet on December 23rd, saying, quote, "Stephen A. Smith is not in my league," Heyman tweeted. "He's a screaming voice crying out for attention from the ocean of obscurity. I, on the other hand, reside on the island of relevancy." This prompted Smith to reply as he was taken aback by the disrespect from the former ECW leader. The First Take star replied in a tweet on Christmas Day, confirming that he isn't against participating in a WWE angle and throwing shade back at Paul Heyman. What? What did you say, Paul Heyman? Land of obscurity. You're very lucky I'm busy. Otherwise, I'd have to come and take your job. and show the fellas what real representation should look like in WWE, Smith retorted. Now, Smith's over-the-top personality has long been perceived as a perfect fit for professional wrestling, with plenty of pop culture crossovers on the horizon as WWE WrestleMania 39 in Hollywood approaches. The sports pundit getting involved with the company would make perfect sense. Smith cheekily confirmed that he plans to appear on a wrestling segment at some point in the future, finishing his response to Heyman with a, "Ha, only kidding, buddy, love your work, but I am coming one of these days." Now, we've seen, obviously, the personality and the style of presenting that he does. Of course he would be a fit for pro wrestling. As far as would he be able to go back and forth with Paul Heyman, I don't know. Paul Heyman is pretty good at what he does. And on top of that, if Stephen A. Smith came in, he's not going to be a wrestler, he's going to be a manager. Who on earth would he be a mouthpiece for? I'm not sure who he'd be a mouthpiece for. You can let me know who you think he'd be a mouthpiece for in the comment section below. But there you go, guys. Be sure to smash the like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Let me know your thoughts on today's WWE news stories in the comment section below. And I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.